everybody, welcome back to Movieverse. My name is Brian. Greg is finally back on the channel.
I'm still not dead.
You are still not dead. We just recorded a spoiler discussion for Captain America Civil War, which will be up on our channel either after this or before it or sometime around then.
Probably about the same day.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple hours apart.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check that out, I have a non-spoiler review up on the channel as well if you haven't seen the movie, but let's be honest, you've probably seen the movie if you're watching this video. So go ahead and check out our spoiler discussion and get nerdy with us because it was a really fun movie, and we
went in depth.
Yeah, we did. It was like an hour-long video, so buckle in and join us for that ride. But today we're going to talk about movie news. This is another movie news show. So first off the docket, let's go ahead and just get straight into this. I'm really excited about this movie. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. The Assassin's Creed movie just put out a trailer this past week. What were your thoughts on the trailer?
Visually, it's amazing. Like you felt like the setting takes place during the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes.
The 15th century.
Yes.
It felt like 15th century. Like everything kind of felt so connected, and so like the visuals are phenomenal. The fighting looked great. Mm-hmm. Like it did feel like Assassin's Creed watching the fighting.
Yeah.
The one kind of little
before you say it, the music.
No, that was not what I was gonna say, but yeah, but it's a trailer, so...
Because there's been a lot of people that have been like, all right, I don't really like that music, but you have to take into consideration, it's not the director or anybody who actually made the movie, who made the trailer, it's the marketing team. Yeah. So they're trying to figure out how to sell the movie, because like you hear Spanish Inquisition and you're just like, oh god, is this going to be like one of those like, really like not like an action fun movie? Is it going to be like a really like dour, movie? Like, so I think that they're trying to find a way that they could sell it as being fun.
I mean, if you listen to the actual lyrics of the song, it does fit, but the music itself seems a little out of kilter.
I am a god. I am a man of God. That's all I know from that bit of music. Was that pretty much spot on? Did I sound like Kanye there?
You need a little bit of auto-tune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, my problem was like, I'm a little concerned about the plot itself.
Yeah.
One thing like, it had like all the imagery you expect. Yeah. But when I got done watching, I kind of felt like, is this Prince of Persia all over again? And like, and so I went back and watched the Prince of Persia trailer.
Yeah.
And like the very first thing is Jake Gyllenhaal sitting on top of that temple with that 360 camera view.
Yeah. Like
you do every time you sink a checkpoint or a landmark in Assassin's Creed. I'm like, oh no.
That's what I want. I want Michael Fassbender running around 16th century city just doing the small little objectives. Not a storyline. I just want to do the small little objectives.
No, what I want him to do is to run, climb like a fence post or something, and then get stuck up there, and he can't jump down.
How do I get down? No, I really enjoyed this trailer. Like you said, I mean, did you play the Assassin's Creed video games?
Yeah, I mean, I've played all of them except for the latest one.
Okay, yeah, I've played all of them. I'm pretty sure. I even played Unity, and I actually played all the way through it. I did not have as many problems with that game as other people did. Anyways, back on the movie. I think this trailer did a good job of showing kind of the classic, the iconic like imagery of the games. Like
the trailer ends on the leap of faith.
Yeah, on the leap of faith, which is was beautifully done.
Yeah.
It has like the double blades,
double hidden blades.
Yeah, and the like you said, the fighting was amazing. I could have done with different music. I've seen different recuts with different music that I like better, but I do understand like why they did it. They wanted to sell this movie not as a historical movie, but more as a sci-fi action
popcorn movie.
Yeah, and so I appreciate that. Michael Fassbender, I have faith in his acting ability, so I feel like that will be done well. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is like the animus is way different. I kind of liked the fact that it was kind of like a chair that you sat in, kind of like the Matrix, where you were like jacked in or whatever.
And you're making movements to like that. At least that's what it kind of looked like. When you see him do like that ground pound, like
the hero
he's
landing.
Doing that, imagine he's doing that in 15th century. Spain.
I'm sure, but I'm just like, it's unnecessary because you're seeing the action in 15th century Spain. Why do we need to see it in modern day? You know what I mean? It seems like, I don't know, but I've heard from my research from people who've gone to like set visits and stuff like that, like media outlets, they said that 2/3 of the movie takes place in modern day, or like in the the present of the story, and then 1/3 it takes place in the past. So I'm kind of curious as how that's going to work out, just because I would like to see more time spent in the past, because I'm more interested in that. But if they're setting up because in the games they had like this really strong sci-fi element to it, from like the modern day stuff, or the present stuff. So I'm really curious as to see like if they're actually going to use that with like the pieces of Eden and stuff like that, or like the like gods that they like come in contact with and stuff like that.
I mean, they said like, basically the whole point of the Animus Project was to remove the genes that cause violence.
Yeah. By the Templars and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm actually really interested to see what they do with that. Moving on to the next topic, Kevin Feige has come out and said that the Black Panther movie will consist of 90% African or African American cast. I think that makes sense. It's in Wakanda, which is in Africa, so it would make sense if the majority of the cast was African.
Except for what we think's the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier, and also Martin. Not Martin Sheen.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman's character. I think he's supposed to be in the Black Panther movie as well. Like the Civil War was his introduction to that character, and then I think he's supposed to return in Black Panther. So it makes sense. And to add to this, Lupita Nyong'o is in talks for Black Panther, and Michael B. Jordan has joined officially.
According to the Hollywood Reporter,
Marvel's Black Panther. Yeah, I guess reportedly joined Marvel's Black Panther. So, one, I guess Fantastic Four is not happening, at least not with Michael B. Jordan. And two, that just like Doctor Strange, they keep adding such great talent to this movie.
Yeah, the other thing, Lupita is rumored to be the love interest for Black Panther.
Yes. And
then Michael B. Jordan is supposed to be the villain.
Agreed.
However, the specifics of which character they are is still not known.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, I guess there's not really much to say about that except for a great cast.
I mean, again, it's Marvel putting talented people on the project.
Which they love to do.
Just like you were saying about, what about the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, speaking of Michael B. Jordan.
Been talking.
Yeah, speaking of Michael B. Jordan, Simon Kinberg basically said if a Fantastic Four sequel were to happen, it would be brighter and funnier and feature the same. He said it would feature the same cast, and he admits that the most recent movie was not good. But he says that the plans to make the sequel would be to be truer to the essence of what Fantastic Four is. He likes all the cast, and he would want to see them come back. Well, obviously, you want to make he doesn't want the rights to revert back to Marvel. I still say don't do it. True to the essence of what Fantastic Four is. You haven't been able to do that in 3 movies. I don't see you doing that with the 4th movie. Maybe Fantastic Four, maybe the 4th time's the charm.
No.
No, but I mean, it's just, terrible. No, but I mean, and he didn't say it was happening. He said if it were to happen, this is what they would do.
That he wants it to happen.
Well, of course he wants it to happen. He wants
a paycheck.
Yeah, who doesn't want money? Who doesn't want money?
I mean, the one thing I have to say about that is, it's one thing wanting to take it into a horror kind of route like they try to.
Yeah.
But you have to stay consistent with that. It's kind of like
can't change it halfway through the movie.
Yeah, that was kind of the problem with that Fantastic Four reboot. It was which way it's kind of like we're trying to be horror, but we don't want to be that scary.
They saw what they were doing with the horror thing, and the studio got scared, and they're like, we need this to be more Avengers-like, and they didn't do a very good job at doing that. But the one thing I take away from this is okay, you might want to make the movie, but that doesn't mean anybody's going to go see your movie.
Yeah.
Because you've done it 3 times, you've done it bad 3 times. I think
know if 7 years is enough time to.
Even the general movie-going audience is going to see another Fantastic Four movie. Even if Marvel was to make a Fantastic Four movie, they're going to see a Fantastic Four movie and they're like, the last 3 were shit. Why would we go see the 4th one?
Yeah.
Why would we pay money for that? So I don't think it's a good idea.
And again, within 7 years.
Moving on. 2 classic Atari games are to be developed into movies: Missile Command, which I don't know of, and Centipede, which I do know of. Centipede, I don't understand how that could be a movie. I just remember pixels. I didn't see the movie. I just saw the trailer and it looked terrible. I revert to you.
Was it Missile Command I mean, it's kind of generic enough. Basically, you were literally controlling a missile defense system, shooting out, missiles that are coming in to destroy your. Whatever.
So basically, it's going to be called Missile Command, but like, there's no like storyline to the game, so therefore.
No, I mean the story again. This is Atari.
Yeah.
These are Atari games.
Yeah. No storylines.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have enough time. You didn't have enough bits to program a story.
No development. Yeah, it's just like So like basically they can do whatever they want with it, but I just like that's what I'm saying though. It's kind of hard to develop properties from games that don't have a story behind it.
Yes. I mean, I do agree, and we all saw what happened with Battleship.
Yes. Well, that's basically the same thing, right? Yeah. Battleship doesn't really have a story with it, but they developed the story, and it's just like, all right, well, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on again, Space Jam 2 is happening with LeBron James and Justin Lin, right?
Yeah,
directing
Justin Lin's directing.
Yeah. I don't care, I guess. Space Jam is, a classic movie for me with Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes. It'd be good for the kids.
But the problem is, where, like, it feels like to me anyways, like, again, I grew up with Looney Tunes characters and, like, those, like, so, like, that was a perfect thing for me, but at the same time, it's like, Looney Tunes hasn't really done anything since Mel Blanc died.
Yeah.
It's like, and if so, it's like, how do, like, I guess you have the imagery of Bugs and Daffy and all of them, but it's like, do kids really even know who they are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I don't care to see it. I mean, if it's on TV, I'll probably watch it, but like I'm not going to go to the theater. Like, it's not a destination for me, like it is like a Marvel movie or an action movie or sci-fi or whatever.
Yeah, and I get, and that's kind of the way it feels like for me, is because, like, also too, one of the reasons why the plot worked in Space Jam was it was made at the time when Michael Jordan wasn't playing basketball. Yeah, that's why his powers weren't taken.
Well, I mean, LeBron James hasn't won any championships in the past couple of years, so maybe that could be the plot of the movie. Anyways, now we're getting into some DC news. So first off, Ben Affleck has been named executive producer of Justice League. Okay. Apparently, he was not very happy about the reception of Batman v Superman, and he wants to have a bigger role in how the movies go forward. And speaking of Justice League Part 1, the villain has been revealed, ? It's not going to be Darkseid, it's going to be Steppenwolf, which is Darkseid's uncle, who kind of like works under Darkseid, basically, to like exact his vengeance or whatever. But Darkseid will make an appearance, but he's not going to be the main villain of Justice League. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Ben Affleck being the executive producer and also Steppenwolf being the villain?
The executive producer part, it's like, kind of not really saying like what part he's really going to like executive produce. Yeah. Whether it's the like, script creation, media creation, or if it's like, just resource allocation or stuff like that. Like, producer is such a vague term, a job title. Like,
it could just be that he's going to get more money.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do like those like, kind of on the spot like rewrites or like revisions. Yeah. So it's like
I think that is part of it because his writer from Argo is going to be writing Justice League Part 1 as well. Yeah. So
again, like, it's not really clear. Like, it wasn't really clear what he's really going to be doing as an executive producer. Mm-hmm. Then as far as the Steppenwolf thing, to be perfectly honest,
I don't know that character. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that character other than what I pulled from the original source article.
Yeah, well, there was a deleted scene called Communion from Batman v Superman where you see Steppenwolf, which he has
like as like a comic character. I don't know anything about.
He has a vague resemblance to the character in the comics, but I don't know anything.
So again, I imagine he comes to Earth for some reason. Either like he's like scouting Earth or something. Well, and so the Justice League ends up having to attack him, and then they kill him, which then brings Darkseid to Earth.
In that deleted scene of Communion, right, it shows Steppenwolf, and it shows basically 3 mother boxes, or boom tubes, whatever they call them. And basically, those are going to be like the MacGuffins of the movie, where Steppenwolf is trying to get those mother boxes to bring Darkseid to Earth. Yeah. Is what I've read, what I've done my research on, because I do that sometimes. More DC news. Ben Affleck's Batman movie is going to contain a lot of villains, apparently. Like,
nearly all of his rogue gallery.
Yeah. So it kind of makes you wonder, is this going to be like an Arkham kind of movie? I almost said game. Like, it'd actually be really interesting, like the Arkham City concept of like having all the villains like in like Gotham, like just like break out of Arkham and just like run wild on Gotham. It would be a really interesting movie to see Batman try to recapture all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
and it would give a reason to introduce the entire Bat family, which I am all about.
Yeah, I get it's one thing. Like, if you see like Suicide Squad, like it definitely appears they're going into Metropolis after the events of Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
So it's like you could easily see like it, in Gotham, Arkham getting damaged or whatever. Like, they all escape. Or there have been several cases in like the animated series where Penguin or the Joker rounds up the rest of the villains to go after Batman. So it's like it's not unprecedented, but I'm a little worried about it, on the big screen. Yeah. Because again, you have to.
That's a lot of characters, a lot of actors.
You have to give all these origins to all these characters.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
But it's like, but it's a lot to cram in. Like you see, even with like the Joel Schumacher Batmans, like when they had 2 or 3 villains, it got crazy. It got really crazy.
Yeah, it goes back to what we said about the Civil War when we were talking about that. It all depends on how you write it.
Yeah.
And I think Ben Affleck with Chris Terrio, from the writer from Argo, I think if anybody can do it, they can do it. So I'm curious to see what they. Well, actually, Jeff Johns is actually. I think it's Ben Affleck and Jeff Johns that are writing this movie. I'm not sure if it's Chris Terrio, but they're working together on it. So I think I trust them to do right by this Batman movie. So I'm excited to see what happens with it. Quickly, let's just go through a couple of these. Aldrin, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Hickenrich, I believe.
Anyways, this guy has been cast as Han Solo for the Han Solo standalone movie. He's been in movies such as Hail Caesar, Yellow Birds, and Beautiful Creature. I've not seen any of these movies, but I will say that his facial features are reminiscent of Harrison Ford.
And at the same time, like it feels like they're going. Like I saw the photos of them, and it's like they're going younger than even I thought they would go.
I always thought that they would go like young adult, like 20s, I would say.
But to me, like he looks more like he's like only looks 18 or like he looks.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he's old enough to drink, but
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm
sure he does.
I'm sure like a 19 or like a 16-year-old Han Solo would like get drunk on the weekends, I would say. I don't know why we went there. Anyways, Alicia Vikander has been cast in the Tomb Raider reboot. There was rumors going around that maybe Daisy Ridley would get cast, or like at least that was like people wanted that to happen.
She was on the the final list of, but Alicia Vikander ended up winning out.
Yeah, I mean she's a great actress, so I'm sure she'll do a really good job with the movie, but. After seeing Daisy Ridley in Star Wars, I would love to see her in a Tomb Raider reboot. But she doesn't. I don't think she has time for a Tomb Raider franchise when she's in Star Wars.
Yeah, and
she's going to play a big role in the future Star Wars movies. So, great casting, I guess, for Lara Croft as Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
it would make sense that they're going with somebody who looks like Alicia Vikander when they're going after the kind of
the reboot video game.
Because
again, the initial plot description makes it sound awfully similar to the first reboot of Tomb Raider.
Yep. All right, so moving on to our next bit of news. The Inhumans movie has been pulled from Marvel's release date schedule. Kevin Feige said it's not a question of if, but a question of when, due to movies like Spider-Man being added, Ant-Man and the Wasp being added. And this makes sense. It was due to come out, I believe, in 2019.
It was the first movie of 2019.
Yeah, so it was in between Infinity War Part 1 and Infinity War Part 2. I'm actually happy that's getting pushed back past Infinity War Part 2 because it would have been weird to introduce us to this. Because, I mean, Inhumans can be a huge franchise because of all the different characters that entails.
I mean, they are kind of like a galactic X-Men, really.
Yeah, and it's like, well, there's like there's like a specific, like, culture to, like, the city of Attilan and like all that stuff. So I think that'd be a really interesting concept to see, but I think it's too much to introduce right before Infinity War Part 2. So it makes sense for me to push it back past Infinity War Part 2. And I think we're probably not going to find out what the date is for the Inhumans movie until they announce the release schedule for Phase 4, kind of like they did with Phase 3.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Inhumans being removed from the schedule?
I mean, it makes sense. Schedule? Like again, that schedule just kept getting fuller and fuller.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, again, they did take risks with Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man, and they both paid off. But,
yeah.
Inhumans is, another kind of gamble, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. Like, again, like it kind of it definitely lends itself to being like the reboot of kind of the Marvel universe after Thanos and the Infinity War.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit off camera about how, you don't know whether
what kind of role, like,
Robert Downey Jr.,
Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, they'll have going after Infinity War.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr., I keep wanting to call him Tony Stark. God damn it. Or
he is Tony Stark.
Or Tony Stank. Huh? People who watch the movie will know that. But yeah, what kind of role they will have. I think, Robert Downey Jr. said he's not on board, but like he'd be willing to do an Iron Man 4, or at least he has that in him. And Chris Evans said that he'll keep doing Marvel movies as long as they want him. Yeah. Now, that could just be like them saying that to please fans, but like I tend to believe them because like as actors, I mean, having the MCU as like every couple of years you have a new movie, like guaranteed, basically. Like as actors, you have to think,
steadiest acting gig you'll have.
Yeah, it's really just like a TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like you're constantly working and you're constantly getting paid for that. So I can't imagine why they would want to leave. I mean, they're making good movies,
But Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth a little bit more because they have to be in like peak physical condition for their movies. But
I don't know, for whatever reason, I just feel like Chris Hemsworth has always been that way though. Like I just like maybe it's because he's Australian. I just imagine that he's like always like just this huge like buff dude, and like he just like walked on the set and they're like, "You're hired to play Thor." Like he was probably like a janitor, and they're just like, "This guy right here, he looks like Thor. We'll hire him."
Can you grow out your hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're Thor.
Yeah, you're Thor. Okay. So yeah, I'm not worried. Another movie that Disney announced was Indiana Jones 5, which is coming out like a week after this was Inhumans was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like they would want to be like, all right, let's.
Disney's not going to cannibalize their own movies.
No, they're not going to do that. So I'm not worried about it. I'm still confident that Inhumans will still be released in movie format. I know some people are like, well, why couldn't you make it as a TV show? And I don't want to see it as a TV show. I like the TV shows that we have now with superheroes, but like they're low budget, so you can only do so much. I feel like Inhumans is one of those things that you have to have a high budget.
I mean, there's a reason why like the Netflix shows are, Daredevil, they're Jessica Jones, like
they're able to be made for a low budget. Yeah.
And they're basically they are more physical, like rooted in like physicality.
Yeah. So that's it for the Inhumans movie. Moving on to our last little topic today. I remember reading about this the other day, and basically the way it came about was the Russo brothers were somewhere doing some type of like, I don't know if it was promoting the movie, but they were out doing something.
They're doing press for Civil War.
Yeah, some type of interview, and they let slip that Carol Danvers was going to be in Infinity War, and then when the reporter pressed them about they said like, oh, you said that Carol Danvers is in this movie, and they said, oh no, it's then they changed the name, which is like basically like Carol Danvers just like slightly like changed like with like a letter or whatever. But so they let it slip, but I'm pretty sure that that she will be in Infinity War. It makes sense to introduce her into that movie, or that set of movies because her powers are very much cosmic. Who knows? Maybe she'll be even introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy. That'd be interesting.
But they said they've said before that. Well, again, the quote was Carol Danvers will be in the Infinity War.
Yeah.
So you can imagine she's probably some like, Earth defense fighter pilot or something.
Oh, you know what could happen?
And then because they also said her standalone movie will take place on Earth.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this, and it would make sense, right? Because Carol Danvers gets her powers from the original Captain Marvel, or Marvel, right?
Yeah.
It would make sense if somehow, because Captain Marvel is Kree, I believe.
Mostly, yeah. I think there's been a few iterations where he hasn't, but
I think
normally he is.
Yeah, I think he's Kree. So it would make sense if with Infinity War, right? If let's say Thanos goes somewhere and like kills a bunch of like maybe goes to their planet and kills a bunch of Kree people, and like Marvel is like the one that escapes or whatever, and like he comes in contact with Carol Danvers. That might be an interesting way to introduce her. I don't know. Anyways, that's just like off the top of my head. But yeah, if we can get Carol Danvers into a movie sooner, I'll be happy. But if she comes in Avengers: Infinity War, I'll still be happy because I'm just looking forward to that character.
Yeah, again, like, they made that initial comment, but then like also they followed it up, and I'm forgetting off the top, but I'm pretty sure like there's also an additional comment from like Kevin Feige that was saying like the actress that plays her will be cast by the time
the movie starts shooting.
By the time they start filming in November.
This November is when they start filming. So maybe we'll get a cast announcement here pretty soon, like in the summer or something. Summer, September, maybe.
It could also be just day one of shooting. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we didn't know about.
We do know is they'll probably announce it before they start shooting because they know that if they see a like if they were to see Emily Blunt on set or Charlize Theron or whatever, like if somebody saw those two people on the set, they'd be like Captain Marvel, and then they wouldn't be able to announce it themselves.
Yeah.
So I feel like they will announce it before they start shooting, or at least before they start shooting in public. Maybe even if it's in a studio though, they'd have to be like really secretive about like putting them in like
have to be like the same time like those people are filming something else on that lot,
or like they bring them in like a car that has like completely like blacked out windows, you know what I mean, like so like people have like no idea who it is, but there's paparazzi and everything. Like I think that they'll announce it before they start shooting, but yeah, I'm excited to see Carol Danvers join the Avengers. We have Black Widow, we have Scarlet Witch, we're going to get the Wasp in the Ant-Man sequel in 2018, I believe. Yeah, 2018. So like Marvel's finally starting to get those female characters like in there, as well as Black Panther. We have War Machine, we have Falcon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're working on diversity, and any step closer to that is I think a good thing. It's great to have movies that are representative of the audience that watches it. So,
well, then don't tell people about Doctor Strange. The accusations of whitewashing there.
Yeah, but apparently, I'm not gonna get into that here.
Yeah.
But like I read that
I don't want to add that because I know it'd be a hot topic.
I read that Tilda Swinton, her Ancient One is not a Tibetan character because like they said they're using the Ancient One as like a mantle and not a person.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I get it. But. Anyways, yeah, so I'm excited for Carol Danvers to be in Avengers: Infinity War, and I'm excited for her standalone movie as well. I hope it's a little bit on Earth, but I hope it's mostly cosmic because her powers are very much cosmic powers. I would love to see her interact with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I mean, if she's in Infinity War, she might. But.
Usually most of the storylines, once she has gotten her powers, she does end up being more of a cosmic figure, not an earthbound figure.
Yeah, I mean, I started reading some of her comics as well, just to kind of get an idea of like a feel for her character, and from what I was reading, she was like in space.
Yeah.
So,
as I know, like she usually, all of her origin stories start with her being like some kind of Earth defense, like pilot,
like Air Force,
yes. So like character, so it's like. That's how she becomes in contact with Marvel.
See, they could have already introduced Carol Danvers though, because like she Rhodey, War Machine, he's Air Force.
Yeah.
Like he could know her.
Yeah.
And like introduce her to like the gang. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know. Never mind.
But like that's the thing is like if he's but if she doesn't have powers, I mean, obviously she's not going to be in the Avengers.
Yeah.
So like until she gets powers, it makes sense why she wouldn't be introduced to the Avengers. But like if she was like to get powers, like, oh yeah, I'm also in the Air Force, and we're like, oh yeah, let's go introduce you to the rest of the Avengers or whatever. But I feel like as far as like power sets or whatever, I feel like she's more powerful than most of the Avengers, besides like Hulk or Thor, Vision. I feel like it's Hulk, Thor, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Captain Marvel. Like. Those are like and Doctor Strange, because he's super powerful, but his power is like more mystic instead of like physical.
Yeah, man. Usually like I've always seen it's more of it's like she's on par with like Thor and like the things that she can do.
Yeah, I mean she's a very powerful character, so it's going to be awesome to get her in this universe to see her fight alongside.
Because they're going to need more firepower when Thanos shows up.
They're going to need all the firepower they can get from Thanos. yeah, we can keep talking about this in Infinity War, but I think we're going to call it a day for filming this episode.
Infinity War.
Yeah,
Get here sooner.
Yeah, not 3 years from now. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. For everybody who subscribed to the channel, I appreciate your support. I know I've been a very busy guy over the past couple months because of school, and then even getting out of school, I work stupid hours that doesn't really allow for filming when I want to.
And he has all the expensive equipment to make this look nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's either my place or bust. But I hope to be bringing you guys more content on a regular basis, hopefully weekly. I have a couple of boxes to unbox for you guys for both Marvel's Collector Corps and also Legion of Collectors from DC. They're actually sitting right there. And I also have a lot of comic books to read too. I'll show them. Greg. I'll grab them. This is the comics that I need to get caught up on. It's 29 issues of comics here that I haven't had time to read because I've been so busy. Yeah, that's a lot of comics to get caught up on. So I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe doing some reading, watching, playing type videos sometimes, just to give you guys an idea of what comics I read this week and kind of give you my thoughts on. Or I've been playing a lot of the Division too, so that's just content ideas. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Do you guys like that type of thing, or do you just want me to stick to the movie news and the trailer reactions and stuff like that? Let me know in the comments. Comments, not comics. Thank you for subscribing to Movieverse, and if you haven't subscribed to Movieverse, go ahead and do so you don't miss out on all of our videos, including the movie news show, trailer reactions, movie reviews, and all that type of stuff. You can follow us on all the social medias, facebook.com/movieverseonline. You can follow us at Twitter at movieverse2. You can go to movieverseonline.com to check out any written articles from our writer Shad. He does a very good job with that. He just recently wrote a Civil War review that I really enjoyed. And that will do it. If you guys want any questions answered on this show, you can send us your questions to movieverseonline@gmail.com. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends to help us grow our community. If you guys ever want to interact with me, you can always do it in the comments or at Twitter. I always enjoy that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will catch you next time.